Hello and welcome, how are we all? Welcome to my very own studio here at Stamps by Me. Thank you all for joining me. It means a lot for one, and two, I've got so much to show you. So if you haven't seen me before, my name is Toni. I am a guest presenter on Create and Craft. I am a watercolorist, studying artist, studying play with anything, basically anything to do with ink. I absolutely love ink, drawing, anything. So I'm hoping this studio assists anybody at home with learning, inspiring, getting new things out of your crafty products at home. So not only will I be using my own products, all the products I use here at Stamps by Me, you can incorporate with everybody else's products. So if you take some inspiration away with you today, that is amazing. That's all we ask. So I'm just going to show you. Before I show you, actually, I just want to tell you, if you are watching on YouTube, that is brilliant. You can subscribe to the channel if you like. You can give me the thumbs up, and you can also write any comments, any questions and things like that, and I will be happy to answer any questions you put there, or whatever it may be. I'm always here. If I can't answer it, I will try and find out the answer for you. So I wanted to showcase something that you've already seen. So it's our box project, and we launched this live on TV last week and it was amazing. So I wanted to show you some demonstrations using the products inside the box, i.e. the stamp and things like that, simply because we didn't really get a chance to show you. It sold out so fast, and my show even ended quickly. So I wanted to use this time now to show you some demonstrations and show you how to get the most out of your box. So if you have purchased the box and got it to hand, then that's amazing. You will be able to do the things I'm going to do this evening. If you haven't and you like what you see, all you have to do is go to our website and put into our search engine box project, and all our box projects pop up in that area. But before I go into any demonstrations, I wanted to show you what's actually inside the box. So for those of you that haven't had the box, are waiting for the box, may be interested in the box, I'm just going to do a quick rundown of what is in the box. So it comes in a beautifully packed metallic box, which has got this beautiful grosgrain ribbon on the front. It has a magnetic closure on the front, so it's a beautiful gift box. We are calling these a Thinking of You box projects, and the reason I did that is not simply because you can buy it for yourself, but if you want to give it to somebody and say, you know what, I am thinking about you and you are a crafter and I think you'll get a lot of enjoyment out of it, then you know, that's the reason why I created it. And it's a beautiful box. You can recreate things inside the box, mini albums, gift sets and things like that. I've got a few demos to show you. Sorry, not demos, some finished samples to show you what you can achieve with these amazing boxes. They are a good solid box. You know, you will not be disappointed with this box. So that's the box that it comes in. So also incorporated in the box is your silver embossing powder, which is 50ml. It's metallic and it's beautiful. You also get your 20ml silver pearls. You get a lot in there as well. So they are your 3ml pearls, so they're not huge. They're just beautiful. You can see how lovely they are. You get your fab ink. So you get your fab ink and your re-inker. So you can rehydrate the pad. It's never going to run out. You'll never have to replace. It's our fine art bonding, which picks up all the detail in your stamps, and it allows the embossing powder to adhere to the glue, giving you a nice finish. You also get the detailed flourish in there, which is amazing. We did a larger one of this earlier in the year and it flew out, and I thought this would be a great one to embellish a stamp set. That's within this box. And you also get the beautiful encapsulated glitter cards. There's 5 in here. They are beautiful. It's non-shed. I can see a lot of you probably saving these for special occasions because they are truly beautiful. And then last but not least, you get the amazing stamp set. Now, when I say amazing, it is an amazing stamp set. I'll take it out of here for you. And the second element of it is that it's limited edition. So when the box goes, so does the stamp. So you won't be able to get the stamp anywhere else. You can't buy it as an entity on its own. You have to buy the box to get the stamp. These are limited editions, so if you've bought box project 1 and 2 and you're now buying 3, you're already in with the limited edition product, should we say. So be sure to check it out and have a look, and it's got some amazing sentiments in there, and they are quite big as well. So Great for card fills and stuff like that. So that's the stamp set. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentiments in there, and they are quite big. So, you know, they're not going to get lost on the card. So I'll just pop this back in here. So what I'm going to demonstrate is, I'm going to demonstrate and show you how to do some watercolour stamping. So we all know, we all love to watercolour, particularly me. I love any colour in mediums and things like that. So I wanted to show you how you can do some different techniques using your stamps to get the best watercolour looks. So traditionally with our lamination stamps, you would ink up the solid portion, spray, stamp, and then you would put your outline on. But I just wanted to show you that you can do a similar thing with the stamp itself in this set and get some amazing looking results. So first of all, I just wanted to grab what I'm using. So first of all, I'm going to use watercolour card. Okay, I find that this technique works better with watercolour cardstock. So I've got 2 pieces here, and I'm going to show you 2 different techniques you can do with it. Also, I'm going to use my Tombow pens. So these are water-based pens. Okay, they are fabulous. They've got a beautiful brush nib on them, and I've just got a handful of colours here, and I'm going to show you how to get the most out of maybe your water-based pens. So I have these ones. I also have these, which probably most of you at home will have. So these are the distress markers, Tim Holtz distress markers. So they have the brush nib on the end, which you can see there, and they also have the bullet as well. So these work just as well, but for today these are just a little bit brighter, and these will come across better in my studio. So I'm going to be using these in the demonstration. So let's get the stamp. So it's a large stamp, it's quite a big one, so I'm just going to pop the watercolour cardstock within my Eureka. Just move this into shot. I'm just going to move this box out of the way. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to show you how to get the most out of the thing, but not traditionally with an ink pad. Today we're going to go for it with the pen. So it's just a bit of a technique for you to try at home, something a little bit different, see what results you get at home. You might get a completely different look every card that you make. So what I'm going to do, this technique is not my own, by the way. I just saw it on YouTube. I can't remember the lovely lady's name, but she got some fantastic results. So I thought if we could show it here today, I know that a lot of people at home will probably give it a go. You know, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the stamp over this corner. Now you can play with it. I think we'll go, I like the big leaves on there. So we'll go top corner, like so. And then we'll pick up the stamp. And I know that my artwork is secure in this corner because I've got that art, because I need to put it back in place to do a different technique. So I'm just going to take some of the coloured pens. I'm just going to turn this around so you can see on headshot camera here. So this stamp here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw straight onto the stamp, and I'm going to spritz with some water. So we're going to do this a couple of ways. We'll do this one straight direct to the stamp and then spray with some water and see what results we get. And then the second one, I'm going to spray the card and stamp over with the pens and see if we can get a different look, okay? So because these have got a beautiful nib on them, I'll just show you. See how lovely those nibs are. They're quite hard as well. So these are going to colour the stamp in. So I have a beautiful like fuchsia colour, so I'm just going to go over, and I've turned my pen on its side so I can get coverage over the stamp. So I'm not overly concerned if the stamp goes into one of the other, sorry, if the pen colour goes into one of the other colours, because again, watercolouring is fluid, and you know, it gives a bit more of a realistic look. So we'll go with that one. Excuse me. We'll go with this one as an orangey one. And we'll go, this one is a yellowy one. So you can see there, my pen is practically horizontal there. don't worry about the ink drying because it's water paste. As soon as you spritz it with some water, it rehydrates it and it's ready to go again. So I'm going to use a green this time and I'm going to do the leaves. It's such a fun technique, is this one. And if you wanted to be a little bit arty with it or a little bit more realistic with it, you could go in and add 2 different colours of green in there as well. So just make sure the whole of the stamp is covered. And because we can, I'm just going to add some dark green to the centre of the green leaves. So we do get a little bit of light and shade in there because, as you all know, I love light and shade. So I'm not sure if the camera's... Yeah, you can just see there the colours are sat on there beautifully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spritz it with some water and I'm going to stamp it out. So I'm just going to turn it around. So for our first card, we will spray the card and stamp and see what happens. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp the corner of this card. I'm not going to flood it, I'm just going to put a light mist on there. I can just see the water on there and then we'll stamp it out. You can see the water there sat on the card, and we're just going to stamp it out. What will happen is the water will carry the ink, giving a watercolour look. Give that a second, hold it in place, let the ink go onto the water. You can already see from the headshot there, you're getting a watercolour bleed, which is beautiful. So you can see there, you've got a bit of a puddle. Don't worry about it, because when we come to stamp it again and put the outline on, it will all come together. So I'm just going to mop some of that up. So that already, look, that's an amazing in my opinion, is an amazing background. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to suck up a little bit of the puddle because I don't want it to contaminate. Pick up a bit of that. And I'm just going to blast it off now with my gun. Make sure it's really dry before you move on to the next stage. Still a little bit damp. I need it to be really, really dry. You guys at home take just a little bit more time than I do. So that's fine. So we'll just clean this stamp off. Get rid of any of the ink that might be sat in there. It really doesn't matter if actually some ink does transfer, because we know that this hasn't moved because it's in place with our magnet. So we just know we're going to get a lovely crisp image anyway. So for the next stage then, this is dry now. I'm just going to stamp it again, but in black. Okay, so you get a definitive line and it looks like you've done the watercolour spritz behind. So I'm just going to ink this one up. Now to get a true black, we may have to stamp it a few times, because bearing in mind we are working on watercolour cardstock as well. But that's the great thing about having a stamping aid, you know, the facility is there to do that. We've got up there. So let's get it black, black. I'm just going to hold that in place with that one. So get some more ink on there. So you can see the like bleed behind is what people try and achieve once the stamped image is there. But if you use it in the same idea that I've just used it there, then you can see you can get a different, completely different look. And it's just a case of using your stamps sometimes a little bit differently. You know, you can get some great looks just swapping and changing them. It's getting darker, so I am going to do it one more time because I'd like it quite dark. And my ink pad, to be fair, has not got the best of ink on it at the moment. It's well loved. So I'll go for it one more time so it's black, black. There we go, look, so just look at that. That's just a little technique which is giving you like a watercolour wash. So let's do a different technique this time. So that's that idea. So just clean off the stamp. And this time we're going to do it a little bit differently. Same concept, but a little bit different. So another piece of watercolour cardstock. I'm just going to pop this inside. So again, I'm going to get the pens, just twist this around a little bit so you can see. So we'll do it in a different colour wave this time. We'll do some blues and greens, hey? So again, I'm going to ink up the stamp, colour the stamp, should we say, using the pen on its side. So, you know, if you want to do it a couple of times, you can. You know, you're not governed by just stamping it out once. If you want it really dark, then you can go in and do it even darker. So green, purple on this one. Let's go for orange on this one. It's good to experiment with colours. This sort of stamping gives you an idea of what colours work together well and which colours don't. So if you are watching, where are you watching from? I'm intrigued to know where you're watching from. It's lovely to hear from you all. Thank you for tuning in. But this stamp is such a fabulous stamp for this technique. But just bear in mind it's a limited edition stamp, so there's only a handful left, I can say that honestly. As I say, they flew out on TV, so if you really like what you see, you must grab it, because when it's gone, it really has gone. I know people have asked me about the other ones, and unfortunately when I say they've gone, they really have gone. So this time we're going to start spray the stamp this time and see what sort of look we get this time. So I'm going to spray the stamp, just lightly mist over it. Let's see what look we get this time. So I would suggest that's not misted enough, so I would probably now with my spray bottle spray it, not too much. So you get a little bit more of a precise one with this one, maybe a little bit more. Let's blend it out a little bit more. But there is no harm in you going back in and adding more detail to the stamp. Say if you think, oh, my green's not very dark, I will swap it out for another green, or we'll add some detail on the green parts. Can you see the water's doing the work there? It's starting to bleed, it looks amazing. Then you can just go back in and add the colour like you've just done with the water. There we go, look. So you see this? You can't see it there, but here we have 2 shades of green in this leaf and it looks absolutely awesome. And here, and here, and here. So I'm just going to blast this one off. pick up some of this water. So don't be scared, it's water, it's cardstock. The results, all the different results you can get, you know, all one colour. So when you're happy it's dry, that's dry. So what we're going to do this time is, rather than do a black outline, just clean this one off, let's do a heat embossed outline so you can see the difference in looks. So I'm just going to anti-static over here because I don't want any of the powder to stick anywhere other than on my image. And I'm going to use our fab, so this is in your box. So this is what gives you the beautiful look when you do your heat embossing. It's beautiful, it picks up all the detail. And because it's on watercolour card, I am going to do it twice because it's quite grainy, so I do want it to cover and pick up nice. Can't really see, so I am going to go for it again. So go for it a second time. And we'll put some white embossing powder on this one and you'll be able to see how amazing it looks. So just because it's not a lamination stamp doesn't mean we can't use it in the same fashion as a lamination stamp. So I'll just grab a piece of let's move this to one side. Got some white embossing powder. I'm just going to tip it on everywhere so you can just see it'll pick up all the beautiful detail, don't to miss anywhere. Yep, so that's amazing. Pop that to one side. So you could have used the silver embossing that's in your box collection if you want to. You know, I'm just using white because I think it's going to pop from the page when I heat it, hopefully. So just get rid of that. So let's get this one heated up. So when you are doing heat embossing, get your heat gun good and hot. It prevents a lot of the warp in the card. You know, when you see cards that have got a nasty wave. So get it hot first. So I would say 30 seconds, get your gun good and hot. And then instantly, as soon as you put your gun on, the powder should change. As soon as the powder changes, move your gun. So you have a beautiful image That's real, looks like it's been watercoloured, sprayed. You know, you can do some amazing techniques with that one. You can see there how amazing that one is. So if you wanted to, you could go in with your pens and add detail within the lines and colour, but I'm not going to do that because I'm absolutely happy with that. I think that looks beautiful on there. So let's get these two different looks mounted onto cards to show you how different they actually look. Okay, so let me just make sure I've got the right one for the right card. So that one goes right. So then I'm going to stamp a beautiful sentiment from the same. So we'll go with black first. And we'll go for one of the beautiful sentiments in here. Now I'm going to go for the biggest. Thanks, lovely. We'll go with that one. I'm just going to pop it up here near the image itself. I'm just going to do this in black, keeping in with the theme. Now I would traditionally stamp this through the image and then go around with my white fine liner, but for the purpose of this one, we'll just go for it just slightly lower. Just move my magnet down. Now again, watercolour cardstock, you may have to repeat stamp, but it's not a problem. I hope you're all having a lovely evening. It's been a beautiful day and I think the weather is going to be amazing. For those of you that don't know, we are in Port Sunlight this weekend and I'm so excited to see lots of my lovely crafty friends who come to our stand and see us and brings us cups of teas and things like that. So I'm so excited to see you all if you are watching and are going to be at Port Sunlight. If you're not going to be at Port Sunlight, we are in Edinburgh with Crafting Live and we're also in Doncaster. So please do come and say hi. So that's that. Me being me, I'm a nightmare for fingerprints, so I'm just going to blast that one off. Let's get this on this card, so I'll just turn this over, put some tape behind. Now I am going to be sticking it onto some glitter cardstock, so I'm going to use glue as well. So just going over what we've just done then, for this one I sprayed the cardstock and stamped the image. And for the other one, I sprayed the stamp and I got a more defined line when I sprayed the stamp. So what I would say is have a go at home on just cut a few pieces of cardstock, play with the idea. If you stamp it out and it's not working, give it a spritz with some water, see if it'll move. Make sure you use watercolour pens though, you know, water-based pens, and then you'll get the best results. I'm just using some glue as well because I am got glitter cardstock. Make sure it's the right way up. So there, you see there, how lovely is that? Just a completely different look. Watercoloured. So this was the one where I sprayed the card and then stamped in the colours with the pens and then a black outline. Now if you did that in gold heat embossing, that would look beautiful. So it's, you know, it's just down to yourselves. I'm here to give you hints and tips and probably you will take them, twist them and make them into something completely amazing. So if you are on our Eureka fan page, I do like to see people trying out the techniques and demos that I show. So let's move on to the last one. So you can see this is the white embossed one. So again, I'm just going to do a black stamped image on this one, just to show you, and then we'll pop it onto a different backing. Let's just swap the stamp out. Let's go for You are fabulous. Just get rid of that blob there, else that's going to interfere. So again, we'll stamp this one in black, so it just pops from the page. Just go for it a few times. So pearls, diamantes, sequins spotted around. You know, you can make them as beautiful as you want. My ink pad is really drying out, so I need to get a new one. Oh, that's the last one. I'm not doing it again. So you are fabulous. There we go. So just dry that one off. This adhered to the card. So again, this one's going on to glitter card again, but just a different colour. So you can just see, you know, matting it on. Black always pops. Black's always a great way to start. But if you're confident and you know you want to try a bit of coloured cardstock, then glitter card is always a wow factor in my opinion. So while I'm just doing this, I am on TV Creating Crafts Big Studio Tuesday at 9 o'clock and 2 o'clock with some products, and tomorrow, fingers crossed, I cannot promise as of yet, we may be doing a Facebook Live, but I will keep you all up to speed with that one. So I'm just popping some glue on here as well. So this is gold coloured cardstock. I've done this slightly bigger and I'm going to offset it to the right on this occasion. So you've just got glitter stock cardstock down one edge. So there we go. 2 cards, 2 completely different looks. So one technique, 2 completely different looks, heat embossed and black stamping. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm sorry we are running out of time vastly. We've got a handful of boxes left, just a handful, so get it quick if you want it. And I will see you all on Tuesday, Create and Craft, 9 and 2 o'clock. Take care everybody, bye.